Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us today as we prepare to celebrate Black History Month, which kicks off tomorrow. We reserve the month of February to celebrate the many contributions that Black Americans have made to the United States. It is a time to celebrate their achievements and honor their contributions. Black History Month is an important opportunity to not only observe these achievements, but also to teach students about Black history. Every president has recognized February as Black History Month since 1976, although its origins trace back beyond that. As we prepare to observe Black History Month, I think it is important to reflect on the pursuit of education and equal opportunities for every child. In doing so, I thought it was important to collaborate with the Woodson Center, who you'll hear from in a moment, to produce a series of videos recognizing Black History Month. This video collaboration presents several history lessons that spotlight noteworthy contributions that Black Americans have made to the United States and how they persisted in spite of racial discrimination. That we were able to partner with the Woodson Center on a project like this is an honor to all of the people of New Hampshire. These 4 videos are based on lessons created by the Woodson Center and offer life lessons from largely unknown, heroic Black American figures from the past and present who triumphed over discrimination and other adverse conditions. Each week throughout the month of February, the New Hampshire Department of Education will release and feature one short video designed to help young people develop character-based strengths such as resiliency, optimism, tough-mindedness, and courage. Perhaps the most moving video, because it's a passion of mine here in education, features Booker T. Washington and the Rosenwald Schools, a story of hope in the face of poverty and racial discrimination. Having experienced the profound racial disparities in the rural South firsthand, writer and education reformer Booker T. Washington dreamed of a school building project for Black communities that could lead to economic opportunity. In this history lesson, students examine Washington's collaboration with philanthropist Julius Rosenwald and learn how Washington's hopeful dream slowly became the reality of nearly 5,000 new schools across the South. Ian Rowe, who has joined us here today after traveling from New York, is a senior visiting fellow at the Woodson Center and a narrator of 4 of these videos. We are honored to have him here to share his vision for this unique partnership and the hope that schools throughout the state might share this content with their students throughout Black History Month, highlighting both the triumphs and the struggles of Black Americans throughout U.S. history. Ian Rowe is a senior fellow at the American Enterprise Institute, where he focuses on upward mobility, education, family formation, and adoption. He has more than 30 years of experience founding and leading organizations in the public, private, and nonprofit sectors that empower young people to effect positive change in their own lives. For the last decade, he has led a network of public charter schools in the heart of the South Bronx. We are so pleased that he could join us here today to shed some light on this new partnership with the Woodson Center. Ian, welcome to New Hampshire.
Great to see. Are we going to show the video first?
Do you want to show the video? It's up to Cameron.
I think let's show
Okay.
it first.
Show the
Actually,
video.
I drew the photograph only because I mean, it's the news, the newspapers, that really doesn't apply,
Okay.
you know. So yeah, you can talk or say.
So, Steve first.
Go ahead.
All right. Well, good morning. Good morning, Commissioner Edelblue and the rest of the State Board of Education. It is an honor to be here with you in person this morning. I remember we were virtual back in March at the State Board. I greet you this morning as an educator. I myself am a proud product of the New York City public school system, kindergarten through 12th grade. I'm a graduate of Brooklyn Tech, Cornell University, and Harvard Business School. I'm now founding a new network of international baccalaureate public charter high schools in the heart of the South Bronx. And as Commissioner Edelblue said, for the last 10 years, I was CEO of a nonprofit network of public charter schools in the Bronx in Manhattan. We had more than 2,000 students primarily low-income, Black, Hispanic students whose parents chose our schools because they wanted their children to develop the skills and habits to become masters of their own destiny. We had nearly 5,000 families on our waiting list, all desperate for their kids to receive a high-quality education, to understand our nation's full history, and most importantly, to understand all the opportunities that await them if they are prepared. That's why I'm so excited to join you this morning to announce the partnership between the Woodson Center and the New Hampshire Department of Education. I'm a member of Woodson Center's 1776 Unites, which is a Black-led, nonpartisan, and intellectually diverse alliance of writers, thinkers, and activists crafting solutions to some of our country's greatest problems in education, family, culture, and upward mobility. It was launched in February of 2020 by civil rights movement veteran Bob Woodson and a number of Black leaders who acknowledge America's history of racial discrimination, yet recognize the pathways taken by millions of Black people, past and present, who are not bound by a defeatist ideology. The scholars and activists leading 1776 Unites are determined to spark a movement to liberate tens of millions of Americans of all races to become agents of their own uplift by embracing the true founding values of the country. One of the key components of 1776 Unites is a series of lesson plans, which ultimately will be fully K-12. They offer authentic, inspiring stories from America's past and present that show what is best in our national character and what our freedom makes possible, even in the most difficult circumstances. I am pleased to share that these free lessons for 1776 Unites have now been downloaded more than 25,000 times by teachers in all 50 states, in every type of school, traditional district schools, charter schools, private schools, religious schools, after schools, home schools, prison ministries, and by parents at the dinner table, wherever character formation is happening for children. And I just learned good news from the 1776 Unites team just reported to me that in New Hampshire, we've already had 150 unique curriculum downloads by teachers and others in 65 different zip codes in New Hampshire, which is very exciting. So today I'm pleased to announce, as Commissioner Edelblu mentioned, 4 lesson units that are now being made available for free through the Woodson Center New Hampshire partnership. The first is the incredible story of Booker T. Washington and the Rosenwald schools, an amazing network of nearly 5,000 schools built in the Jim Crow era to educate Black children at the highest level. Each week for the next 3 weeks of Black History Month, we will release a new unit, including the great inventor Elijah McCoy, the 54th Massachusetts Infantry Regiment, and the amazing story of Biddy Mason, a woman who was born a slave and died a millionaire and philanthropist. And while we are introducing these lessons on the eve of Black History Month, it is important to note that the lessons to be learned from Booker T. Washington, Elijah McCoy, the 54th, and Biddy Mason are timeless and universal. While the race of the protagonist is Black, the bravery shown by the soldiers of the 54th, the ingenuity of Elijah McCoy, the determined will of Booker T. Washington, the resiliency of Biddy Mason, these are lessons that can be taught any month to kids of all races. The 1776 Unites curriculum is an effort to empower schools across the country with exemplary lesson plans, reading guides, videos, assessments, activities, and other resources completely free of charge that allows teachers, community leaders, and parents to provide a more complete telling of the history of the African American experience in the United States. The curriculum itself includes 2 major components, a look back and a look forward. The look back maintains a special focus on stories and lesson plans that celebrate Black excellence, reject victimhood culture, and showcase African Americans past and present who have prospered by embracing America's founding ideals of free enterprise, family, hard work, entrepreneurship, and faith. The look forward component includes units that teach life lessons that help the next generation understand the series of life decisions that give them the greatest likelihood of success as they make choices, as they make their passage into young adulthood. There are factors that are in the control of young people that ensure that they can improve economic outcomes within their generation, and thus their ability to transfer wealth across generations. This is why the 1776 Unites curriculum Look Forward component will stress the concepts of personal agency, and that for educators, the guiding theme should be increasing opportunity and access for kids of all races by strengthening the mediating institutions that shape the behavior and attitudes of young people, families, faith-based organizations, schools, community associations. To address racial disparities, it's important for all students, particularly students from low-income backgrounds, to understand the power of strong families, access to a high-quality education, free enterprise, and entrepreneurship as a means to generate wealth and economic security. Let me close by saying that, likely similar to parents throughout New Hampshire, many of the families that we serve in the Bronx may have faced racial discrimination and other challenges in their own lives, and fear that their children might as well. But they know that a great education can make a huge difference. They know their children might face closed doors because of America's legacy of slavery, but they also know that because of America's legacy of Black excellence and resilience in the face of slavery and discrimination, hundreds of doors are now open. Our young people must understand American history, warts and all. They all should know that they live in a good, if not great, country, one that is not hostile to their dreams. And young people of all races have the ability to open their own doors if they are prepared to capitalize on the opportunities at their fingertips. This is very important right now as we as a country and in New Hampshire are having critical conversations about race and what it means to resolve racial disparities and achieve upward mobility for all of our young people. Thank you very much.